I've seen what it's like to come up dirt poor. That's the real divider nowadays, economics.
It wasn't always that way, especially not in 1919, when the Phillis Wheatley Center opened.
Young black women came together there for training in the social graces and for friendship. It was so successful that young men were added to the program just a short time later.
And from that day to the present, the center has made a difference in the thousands of lives it has touched. How do we know that to be true?
When you can take young people off the streets, when you put them with caring people, when you see 100% of them graduate from high school
and 95% of them go on for higher education, then you know you're doing something.
So just what is the secret to the success of the Phillis Wheatley Center?
Phillis Wheatley has helped me out a great deal as far as helping my children to grow and learn developmentally, socially, and I felt that they have come a long way as far as developing self-esteem.
I think that the vast amount of services that they provide are just insurmountable when it compares to other centers in this area.
Once you get your child into Phillis Wheatley, they take care of them just like they was a nanny.
My kids were very shy when they first came, but now they're very outgoing. My son plays in the band. My daughter is a JV cheerleader. I don't think they would have ventured in those areas if they hadn't had the push from Phillis Wheatley.
Most people that go through this program usually graduate, go off to college, and they have scholarships, things set up for them, stuff like that, yeah. But it's a great organization.
I think it's one of the best programs in Greenville County. It really just gives the kids an outlook and a goal for the future.
Unfortunately, there's been a kind of misunderstanding, a disconnect between the realities of keeping the center open and the support that's needed to make it happen.
People look around at our facility, our committed volunteers,
and our involvement in the community, and they think they have all they need. Many components working together are required to make Phillis Wheatley work. Both
you and I, PWA's wonderful staff and volunteers, and community leaders who have stepped up to support us.
Those compounded together is what makes us successful and brings strength and change to a community that so desperately needs our attention.
At Michelin, we like to think that we make the best products in the world. And in order to do that, you really need a diverse community around you. One of the big diversity partners that we have in Greenville is the Phillis Wheatley Center. And we really like what they're doing with our youth today. We have the opportunity to buy the best materials that go into our products, so we have a very, very strong quality control system. But when you're talking about our children, we don't always have that advantage. Phillis Wheatley is an agency that we think is doing a great service in the community, and one of the great things about them is that they have the ability to bring back those people into the center to be able to give back, which can only bode very well for the future.
We are trying in many ways to address the needs of the whole family. I think that people don't realize, because Phillis Wheatley seems to have always been in Greenville, we're about 90 years old, and except for some churches, we're the oldest organization that has helped the black community in Greenville particularly. Since we've always been there, people don't realize that things have changed pretty drastically for Phillis Wheatley in recent years. Because of the receipt of a Hope 6 grant, the entire neighborhood has changed. And Phillis Wheatley is positioned right at the center of all this growth and change.
I believe that it's important for people who have just arrived in Greenville to come to know of and about the Phillis Wheatley Center. It has educated, it has nurtured many of the men and women who are in leadership positions today in Greenville, South Carolina.
One of the real remarkable things about Phillis Wheatley is that it really has been very good at adapting to the community's needs and what particular issues the community is dealing with at that particular time. And it really has been a very good at changing and redeveloping its focus as it goes through the years.
Well, we're looking at our whole community centers across the city and the role that they provide. We're looking at how we can partner with the school district, with Phillis Wheatley, with the Housing Authority, in particular in the Nicholtown area, so that we really maximize what can be done jointly. We don't have enough money to make a wonderful center ourselves, but if we partner with Phillis Wheatley and the other agencies in the area, we can really deliver quality service to people in that community and beyond that community.
I am not a person of wealth, and so I've had to think about the role of people like me, sort of ordinary citizens who don't have access to great resources, but who have skills and contacts that might be of service to Phillis Wheatley.
What's really critical is the city can't do it all, government can't do it all. It really, to help the fabric of this community, help improve people's lives, it needs a partnership, and it needs a partnership with organizations like Phillis Wheatley.
I'd like to see Phillis Wheatley 10 years from now be a vibrant, viable, exciting institution for citizens in Greenville County, as they intend to have one more century of quality work, quality performance, and the production of wonderful leaders for Greenville, South Carolina.
Studies show that to provide a quality, year-round, out-of-school program like the one at Phillis Wheatley Center, it costs anywhere from $4,800 to $7,500 per child.
It's not only the lack of funding, as critical as that need is, it's about igniting vision
on the part of individuals who make a difference in the lives of these young people by giving their time and energy.
Some of our alumni do come back as volunteers, but we could use many, many more from all parts of the community. Just think of the potential. Planting that seed, that spark, inspiring a child to see what he or she can become. Who wouldn't want to do that?
It's also important that a steady stream of young people continue to enter the program and the center.
Young people only spend a portion of their time in school.
We're here to help fill some of the other time with things that broaden their horizons, that develop their talents, give them a sense of belonging,
and keep them from making choices that will leave their lives scarred and broken.
Though in recent years, there's been a decline in public awareness, in funding, and in participation, both among young people and adult volunteers. The Phillis Wheatley Center stands on the threshold of great things.
One promise kept. This is all it takes to nurture, change tomorrow, touch the future. You can turn the world around, one child.
I can see it happening very soon. To rekindle interest in what we're doing,
to re-energize the community, and to recommit ourselves to the vision Hattie Logan Duckett had when she opened this center almost 90 years ago.
One shoulder strong to lean upon. One person makes a difference. One heart that truly listens. You can turn the world around. One child.
Phillis Wheatley, turning the world around, one child at a time.